Life's worth living.
8 reasons why assisted suicide should not be legal. Number 1, assisted suicide puts pressure on vulnerable people. Giving people the choice to end their lives creates pressure for them to choose death. Where assisted suicide is legal, one reason people choose to die is because they feel they are a burden on others. In Washington State in 2018, 51% of people who were killed by assisted suicide said that being a burden on family, friends and caregivers was a reason to end their lives.
Number 2, disabled people reject assisted suicide. Not one disability group has spoken publicly in support of legalising assisted suicide. In fact, disabled people have spoken out strongly against it. The Reclaiming Our Futures Alliance, ROFA, is a national alliance of disabled people's groups and individuals. In 2015, at the time of the Maris Bill, which sought to legalise assisted suicide, ROFA put out this statement: "We are opposed to the legalisation of assisted suicide. It will remove equality and choice from disabled people and further contribute to our oppression. If the assisted dying bill is passed, some disabled people and terminally ill people's lives will be ended without their consent, through mistakes, subtle pressure and abuse. No safeguards have ever been enacted or proposed that can prevent this outcome, an outcome that can never be undone."
Number 3, doctors oppose assisted suicide. Many doctors are opposed to a change in the law to legalise assisted suicide, in particular those working in palliative care. In 2019, the Royal College of Physicians conducted a poll of its 36,000 members and has now adopted a position of neutrality on assisted suicide. A neutral position by a medical body is seen as an indication of support for legislative change. However, this was a rigged result. In March 2019, only 25% of doctors voted for the RCP to take a neutral stance, and 43.4% of doctors who took part were opposed to a change in the law. This is only a slight change from 2014, when 44.4% opposed legalising assisted suicide. Significantly, the 2019 RCP survey revealed that among palliative care doctors who are eligible to vote, 84.3% oppose a change in the law, and 84.4% are not prepared to actively participate in physician-assisted suicide.
Number 4, assisted suicide is not the answer to pain. Assisted suicide is not a solution to pain. Good palliative care should ensure that pain is controlled well. Legalising assisted suicide risks less investment being made in palliative care. Looking at the largest report on assisted suicide in Oregon, these are the top 3 reasons people opt for assisted suicide. Loss of autonomy, coming in at 91.7%. Decreasing ability to participate in activities that made life enjoyable, coming in at 90.5%. And loss of dignity at 66.7%. We must work to enhance the life for sick, disabled and elderly people, not pass a law which offers them death as a solution to their problems.
Number 5, assisted suicide kills those who are not dying. Euthanasia and assisted suicide have been legal in the Netherlands since 2001. In 2018, 90.6% of cases, 5,553, of euthanasia and assisted suicides were people with incurable cancer, neurological disorders such as Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis and motor neuron disease, cardiovascular disease, pulmonary disease, or a combination of these conditions. However, the numbers of people being killed by euthanasia and assisted suicide who are not dying is increasing in the Netherlands. During 2018, in 87 notified cases of euthanasia, the patient's suffering was caused by a psychiatric disorder. In 144 cases, the patient's suffering was caused by early-stage dementia, with an additional 2 cases of patients with late-stage dementia. There is concern about this trend. Although once unthinkable, physicians primarily in the Netherlands and Belgium have helped a small but growing number of patients with mental illness but no terminal condition to end their lives. From a societal perspective, we believe providing a legal option for mentally ill people who are not terminally ill to receive medical assistance in ending their lives is misguided public policy.
Number 6. Changing the law will lead to rising numbers of deaths. Wherever euthanasia and assisted suicide have been legalised, the numbers of people being killed in this way have risen steadily. In Oregon, in 1998, there were 16 deaths recorded under the Dignity with Dying Act, which rose to 168 deaths in 2018. Belgium, in 2002, 24 deaths were reported by the Federal Commission for Euthanasia Control and Evaluation to the Legislative Chambers. 2,022 deaths were reported in 2015. The Netherlands. In 2002, there were 1,882 notifications of euthanasia or assisted suicide. In 2017, the number was 6,585. These figures show how quickly euthanasia and assisted suicide are accepted once legalised.
Number 7. Legalising assisted suicide increases suicide rates. Legalising assisted suicide for those who say they want to end their lives has repercussions for other people. One study shows that making it legal for doctors to help people commit suicide results in a 6.3% increase in total suicides, including assisted suicide. Researchers found that a significant number of people committing suicide without the help of a doctor are over 65 and have chronic or terminal illness. They also found that legalising assisted suicide does not reduce non-assisted suicides. Changing the law to allow doctors to help people kill themselves may be associated with an increased inclination to suicide in others.
Number 8. Assisted suicide is wrong in principle. The most basic reason to oppose legalising assisted suicide is because it is wrong in principle. Assisted suicide allows the lawful killing of innocent people in certain circumstances. It is an attack on the inalienable and inviolable right to life of innocent human beings, as set out in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It fails to protect the right to life of all citizens, no matter how weak, vulnerable, or disabled their lives may be. It undermines the common good, those aspects of society which benefit everyone. It undermines the ethical practice of medicine and the trust between medical staff and patients. These are all reasons why any future bill to legalise assisted suicide should be rejected outright.